It's that kind of rainy day. Feels like it could go away. Things gotta change, but you're wondering when. One can be a lonely number. Sometimes it makes you wonder if that sun will ever shine again. You really don't know what to do to get it going right. So you figure let it rest a while and just give up the fight. But as you do, suddenly it all comes around. And what you thought you couldn't find, you find. Bless you.
Looking good together, looking good, looking good. Looking good together, looking good, looking good. Good things to share, good friends are there. Looking good together.
Yeah?
Hi. I thought you might like to come to my party.
Why, how nice of you.
UNCBS, you're looking good.
It wasn't that long a ride, but he was so friendly and so down to earth and so kind. So I said at the end of the ride, I said, hey, can we take a picture together? He said, sure, we're going to take a picture together. And he said, no, I'm a director, I'm a professional, so I'm gonna line up the shot. So he actually lined up the shot. He was like, okay, we got the right lighting and angles here. So he's like, all right, perfect, there it is. And he said, hit it. And I hit the button, and he said, all right, Eric, have a good day. And he walked in his apartment.
I love that. I love that. It's definitely a great picture. Certainly one to be treasured.
Yeah, he's the one, my favorite of all time. It's so nice, so nice.
I wanna be a Brady, a Charleston in the living room, and sack grapes in the yard. I'd cruise around in the Brady wheel, life will not be hard. I wanna be a Brady, I wanna mow the AstroTurf, and seesaw all night long. I'd star on local talent shows by singing groovy songs. I wanna be a Brady.
Be a Brady. Watch Brady Bunch Tuesdays all summer long during Block Party Summer on Nick at Night.
The original Battle of the Network Stars aired from 1976 to 1988. During the competitions, well-known actors and actresses would compete in events such as the swimming relay, tennis, a dunk tank, and the one that decided it all, the tug of war. Within these events, there were some really great moments, not the least of which was the dunk tank competition. If you think about it, this one is kind of silly and not really much of a sporting event at all. Still, I loved it for reasons that would have been obvious to any teenage boy. The year that both Heathers, Locklear, and Thomas were in the dunk tank together was huge. Where else would you get pop singer Debbie Boone, Joyce DeWitt, and from Battlestar Galactica, Maren Jensen together like this? And a shout out has to go to the late great Howard Cosell. I can't remember a time when Cosell didn't treat these entertainers with respect and dignity. When he interviewed Gabe Kaplan, he acted as if he were talking to Muhammad Ali or Bruce/Caitlyn Jenner.
The A-Team. Fearless. Dedicated. First on the scene with Chopper A. Exposing the truth. Working for you. Hannibal Smith. B.A. Baracus. Howley Mad Murdoch. And the Face Man. For a team you can trust, turn to the A-Team. Weeknights, only on TV Land.
Ever wonder what happens when you click on that little join button and become a super fan of the channel? Well, the thing that you might notice right away is that I do my best to prioritize your comments and respond to them first. It's the very least that I can do. And if you stick around for a while, you'll probably also discover the channel member updates. These are exclusive videos that I do 2 to 3 times a month. You know, I gave away a bunch of ReMIND magazines during the last one. And we have exclusive live streams from time to time. Not every month, but at least a couple of times each quarter. But more than anything else, you have my total appreciation. I know it's only a couple of bucks, but it takes effort to click on that join button and express your support in that unique way. You've got to hand it to this guy. He really was the perfect boy wonder. Alongside Adam West, Burt Ward vanquished the villains of Gotham for 3 seasons during the late 60s on ABC TV's Batman television series. Growing up, I would imagine myself fighting crime in my neighborhood. And if I couldn't be Batman, well then at least I could be his sidekick, his youthful chum. Of course, back then I had no idea that the show was as much a comedy as anything else. When you're 7 years old, the danger is real. I have read that before going on the air, Batman received the worst audience test scores in the history of the ABC television network. People didn't understand what these guys were going for. What was this thing? Was it supposed to be a comedy? In the end, it only went on the air because the network felt that they'd invested way too much money in the production. West and Ward, well, they got it though. They recognized that the kids would love the show for all of the action and adventure that only a man dressed in a cowl and cape along with his sidekick could have. While adults, well, they were allowed, no, wait, they were supposed to snicker at the crime-fighting duo. Looking back these days, I just love the darn thing so much. Sure, there was a time when I actually believed that the character of Batman would have been better off without the TV series or its companion big screen motion picture, but those days are long gone. Now as I look back, I feel nothing but joy and a strong sense of appreciation for everyone involved in this show. You get it, right? At this point, there's nothing left to do but acknowledge how great both West and Ward were in this wonderful show. And I have followed Burt Ward's career ever since. Thankfully, most of his work, aside from a few direct-to-video B-movies, have been related to Batman. And that's the way it should be. What once appeared to be typecasting is now something that continues to provide livelihood for Burt. Over the last few decades, both he and his late colleague, the wonderful Adam West, embraced the fact that they would forever be Batman and Robin, and they ran with it.
The Live Stream Code and Rating Administration has rated this online event PG. All ages admitted. Please be kind and stay on topic.
Good evening and welcome to the Good Stuff Live. My name is Dave Sundstrom, and if you enjoy talking about music, movies, mostly TV from decades gone by, well, you've come to the right place. So today, the topic of the evening is Hollywood Dynasties. The cover story for the May 2023 issue of ReMIND magazine. And of course, we'll be opening up the pages of ReMIND magazine, taking a peek at what's inside this month, and talking about, I believe the time capsule year is 1973, so we'll talk about 1973. We'll watch some commercials from 1973. We'll give away an annual subscription to ReMIND magazine, courtesy of the good folks over at ReMIND magazine. That's always fun to do, and I'm excited to see who the winner is tonight. But before we do any of that, I've got some housekeeping to take care of. One, I want to say hello to as many people as I humanly possibly can. But I also want to make sure that I say thank you. Domo arigato. Muchas gracias. To those folks who were proactive and threw a super chat in the live stream even before the darn thing started. I call those folks my executive producers, and tonight's executive producers are Lance Chaffin, of course, Tracy Roth Myers, and as a matter of fact, all these folks have been our channel members, I believe, as well. So thank you for that. But they're also executive producers tonight. They are folks that, well, they all know. They're keeping me in a well-stocked in Diet Coke. And these days, I will tell you that that's no small feat, because it used to be you could go buy a 12-pack of Diet Coke for $4 or $5. Now it's $7 or $8. Crazy times we live in. But I sure appreciate each one of you. And I'm just going to find a trifecta of thank yous, and then we'll get on to welcoming folks. So we'll start right here.
No, I thank you. And again, I thank you.
One more.
Pure dynamite!
There we go. Thank you so much, Lance, Tracy, and Emily. Truly appreciate it. Go ahead and take this off the screen. And let me head on over to the comments section. Let's see who's here. We've got to do a lot of scrolling. Get to the very top. I noticed that Lance, I think, well, it may have been Tom McCluskey that had the first comment in the chat, but that was from yesterday. First one tonight was Lance Chaffin. Again, welcome. So great to have you here. He says, have a Coke on me, Dave. And he says that he ordered the Thrash Gordon t-shirt that is available to order. If you're curious what we're talking about there, that is, you can find a little series of images below any of my videos. It links to my merch store, and there's a Good Stuff t-shirt, and there's a Good Stuff mug, a beverage container, and there's a bunch of t-shirts. And one of them is Thrash Gordon. So in honor of our friend, fellow nostalgia buff Thrash Pondo, we made a Thrash Gordon t-shirt. The idea of Thrash Gordon, by the way, was Lance Chaffin. So nicely done. And I'm hoping that you send me a picture of you wearing it when you get it, Lance, so that I can post it on my community page. Ken Wilkinson is here. Oh, by the way, later on tonight, there will be a debut of a brand new t-shirt that's available to purchase. And by the way, right now, the discount code THRASH gets you 15% off. So just lock that in. If you're even contemplating buying a t-shirt, remember, Thrash gets you 15% off. Excuse me, let me take one more drink. Tom McCluskey's here. I said hi to Ken Wilkinson, Gary Carpenter. Awesome. 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 Yes, we all must abide by the community guidelines, or at least keep things PG-13. Appreciate that. Let's see. Scrolling down, see what we got. Oh, look at this. Pooh Bear's auntie is here. That's awesome. Crossing the door. Welcome to the live stream tonight. They say this issue of ReMIND was pretty good, although a lot of the family dynasties I had known about. Yeah, me too, but it was pretty darn good, and there were a few that I didn't know about. And then plus there's just so much other good stuff in ReMIND magazine. We'll talk more about it later. Adrian James, welcome to the live stream. Mark Gerard, a.k.a. Jerry Gillespie, so good to have you with us as well. I'm going to, instead of putting a bunch of names on the screen, I'm just going to say hello to folks. Superfan, a channel member, Keith E. is with us. Danny Staten. No, I haven't gotten that package yet. Thanks for asking, though. As always, you are too kind. Danny Staten, participating in the chat all the way from South Carolina. Let's see what else we've got here. Again, to those folks that dropped the super chats before the live stream tonight, you are so appreciated. My friend Steve Tevis, a.k.a. The Life and Sad Ending, says, hey now. Hey, right back to you. Good to have you with us, Steve. Always a treat to, I just love it when you pop into the chat, and I love everything that you do over on the Life and Sad Ending channel. And I should say that about Danny Staten and his stuff as well. Such good work you guys are doing as YouTube creators. Tom Lemery, welcome to the live stream. Jay Eldridge, Cindy D, Ingrid Fitz. And I'm going to miss folks. I know. I'm sorry. Angela McArdle, channel member Angela McArdle, welcome. Channel member Tracy Roth Myers. Pat McCormick, the Golden Rage of TV. He'll be on the live stream next Wednesday evening, along with Barry King, aka BK, and the aforementioned Thresh Pondo Ponds. Great to have those guys back for Retropalooza 3. Super excited for that. I think we're going to do 60s science fiction TV. Be on the lookout for that one. Scrolling through, seeing just great conversation. Thrash Pondo likes to call it fellowship. I love the fellowship. Terrell Eugene Bellinger, a.k.a. Teb. Hello and welcome to the live stream. Al Duarte, always a treat to have you with us as well. Melissa Foster, welcome. Custom God. Awesome. Says, hey, Dave. This is interesting. Hi, everyone in the chat. My computer won't show me the chat, so don't think I'm rude if I don't respond. That is so lame. Don't know what's going on there with you. That's no good, Custom God. Moving quickly now. I'm only 5 minutes behind, so give me a couple more seconds, folks. Daryl Johnston's here for 2420. Welcome. RRT 2001, channel member Superplex, channel member RRT 2001. Sorry for skipping that. If I ever do that, you guys can call me out on that. Channel member Emily Miller, channel member Alan Bellamo, channel member Superplex. So many folks here, and I think we're finally caught up. Tom McCluskey says, where was that, Tom? I saw Jerry Springer's gone now. Yes, he is. What a life Jerry lived, right? What a life Jerry lived, from being the mayor of Cincinnati to all of the things he did in his life, including at the tail end of his life, really hosting a talk show that was put a spotlight on some of the worst of humanity. But we watched and we were entertained. Yes, I think 60s sci-fi is going to be a lot of fun to talk about. I haven't seen any names that I don't recognize. Alberto Morales, I believe, has been with us. Welcome. And I think, like I said, I'm caught up, so I'm going to stop right there. As I see folks later on, I'll welcome them if I haven't seen them in the chat previously. But tonight, we are going to talk about the May 2023 issue of ReMIND magazine. Like I've said, this is you guys that are longtime either subscribers to the channel or channel members, well, you know how much I love ReMIND magazine. It's one of my favorite periodicals, and I feel like these days it's more important than ever to support publications like ReMIND, to order, if you can afford it, to order, hard copy paper versions of magazines instead of just going digital. There's value in digital. I enjoy reading digital publications, but I also, every once in a while, it's just good to grab something in your hands and feel it along with your reading. I've said this before. There's a calmness to reading something in your hands, whether it's a book or a magazine, that you don't get when you're reading it on your phone. So this is the May 2023 issue, Hollywood Dynasties. There's all sorts of great stuff in here in terms of families. And let me just quickly open up. I have some pages right here. Here's the main cover article, which is Hollywood Dynasties. And, right there on the first page of the article, you've got Judy Garland and Liza Minnelli, Michael Douglas and Kirk Douglas, and Debbie Reynolds and Carrie Fisher. And I'm going to stop right there for a minute because I did put together a quick little video about one of my favorite actresses, Carrie Fisher. Both Carrie Fisher and her mother, Debbie Reynolds, were Hollywood icons in their own right. Carrie rose to fame as the iconic Princess Leia in the Star Wars franchise, while Debbie was a triple threat as an actress, singer, and dancer who starred in such movies as Singing in the Rain. Despite their individual successes, the relationship between the two women was always a topic of interest to the public, probably because their relationship was a very complex one that spanned decades full of ups and downs, but throughout it all, one thing remained constant: their love for each other. When Carrie passed away unexpectedly in 2016, Debbie was devastated. In fact, she died just one day later, leading many to speculate that the stress and the grief of losing her daughter was simply too much to bear. Despite their sometimes tumultuous relationship, Carrie and Debbie were incredibly close. They were known to share everything with each other, from career advice to personal struggles. In the end, the bond between this mother and daughter was one of the most enduring and endearing in Hollywood history. They may have had their differences, but their love for each other was never in doubt. I hope you enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun putting that together. Other families: the Barrymores, the Bergmans, the Curtises, the Houstons. Of course, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell and their kids. The Bridges. The Sheens. Really the Estevez family. Diana Ross and her daughter, Tracy Ellis. Families that you might not know were related. So like Jane Mansfield and Mariska Hargitay. I knew Chris Pine and Robert Pine were related. Anyway, it goes on and on. There's page after page of really good stuff here. Again, we'll talk about the time capsule in just a minute in the description section of this live stream. Not at this moment, I don't think, but it will be there soon. I will have a link to subscribe to ReMIND magazine. If you're not a subscriber, because I know many of you already are, it's not expensive. It's well worth the money you might spend. They don't sponsor this video or this live stream, or if you're watching the replay, this video, but they are great partners. And like I said, the fact that they're willing to give out an annual subscription every time I talk about them to one of you guys, to one of my community members, well, that makes them truly great friends of the channel. All right, so the question is this, folks. Do you have a favorite showbiz family? I'm going to go into the chat and I'm going to put your comments on the screen regarding your favorite showbiz families. So let me go. Actually, I'm going to leave that up. Let's leave that up for a bit. And let me head on over to the comments and let's see what folks are saying. Let's see. Harry, this is from Tom Lemery. He says, Harry and his daughter, Sherry Belafonte. It's a good one. That's a good one. Terrell Eugene Bellinger says the Wayans did for comedy is what the Jacksons did for music. I totally agree. And Dolph Quick points out, I'm guessing these are a couple of his favorites, Peter Graves and James Arnaz were brothers. Yes. And channel member Superplex says, what about Rashida and Quincy Jones? Of course, Quincy was married to Peggy Limpton. Mark Gerard says the Nilsson family. Not Mark Gerard. Jerry Gillespie says the Nilsson family. Ozzy, Harriet, David, Ricky, and the Tracy twin group. Yes, there were the twins. Let's see what else we've got here. Not a response to the question, but yes, ReMIND is a good magazine. Not a good magazine, a great magazine. Didn't know that Jamie... maybe I had heard something about Jamie Foxx. Oh, I got to look that up afterwards. Maybe I'll just rewatch the live stream. You guys will tell me. The Howards, Curly, Shemp, and Mo. Great one, Tom McCluskey. Cindy D says the Wayans as well. Channel member Keith E says the Van Dykes. So you got Dick, Jerry, and of course Barry. let's see. Channel member Lance Chaffin says the Cassidys. Awesome. Channel member Emily Miller says the Van Dykes have a huge Hollywood family. I know several who have been on something. Absolutely. Looks like our friend Pat McCormick is leaving us. Have a nice night, Pat. Look forward to having you on the live stream next week. Let's see. Crossing the door says probably the Bridges. They all were very successful. Boy, I really enjoyed Jeff Bridges' movies. As does channel member Tracy Rothmeyers, the Bridges. Steve Tevis says Woody Harrelson might as well be, or says might be Matt McConaughey's half-brother. They sure seem like they could be brothers, don't they? And channel member Angela McArdle says hard to choose. Melissa Foster says Tony Curtis and Janet Leigh with their daughter Jamie Lee Curtis. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. Let's see. And not really answering the question, but we'll put it on the screen anyway. Brian B says, Dave, another YouTuber I watch is staying at Todd Fisher's house currently making videos. Jordan the Lion. Interesting. Sakina McMurrin says, favorite showbiz family, Warren Beatty and Shirley MacLaine. That's a good one. As does 420. They are in agreement. Terrell Eugene Bellinger says the Winans. They're a famous gospel singing family. The Judds are known for country and acting. Yeah. 420 mentioned one of my faves, Donnie and Marie. Oh, Superplex says that Jamie is apparently not doing well and is in grave condition. Thanks for the update. Not good news, but thank you for the update. The Marx Brothers says a super fan, channel member Lance Chaffin. Cindy D says the Mandrells, and Steve Tevis says the Carradines. Yeah, they're a great family. Been on lots of different TV shows and movies. Gary Carpenter points out that Johnny Cash and his wife June were on Dr. Quinn. Oh, here's a good one. Tom Lemery mentions the Segals. Father was a director and actress is Katie, and then you had the two twin sisters that were in Double Trouble. Let's see. Al Duarte mentions Lee and Farrah, and Patty Duke and her identical cousin. Tom McCluskey says Jeff Bridges, totally underrated. And Danny Staten says one word, seriously, the Baldwins. Absolutely, they're talented people. Oh, and let's not forget, says Jerry Gillespie, Ron and Lance Howard, or Ron Howard's daughter what is her name? Bryce Dallas Howard. And you're Ron and Clint Howard is who you're thinking of, Jerry. Their dad was Rance, and he did show up on shows like the Andy Griffith Show and Gentle Ben. Yeah, Tracy Rothmeyers points out Rance Howard's family for sure. Cheryl and Jordan Ladd. I didn't know Cheryl came from. Her real name's Cheryl Stoppenheimer, I believe. I don't think she actually came from a showbiz family. Superplex, channel member Superplex says the Barrymores, John, Lionel, Ethel, and Drew, Golden Family of Theater. Hey, it's Retro Nerd Girl. So good to have you with us in the live stream tonight. Thanks so much for coming in, hanging out. Folks, little known fact, maybe you do know this, but you can click on any of those names in the chat and you will be taken direct, if they're a YouTube creator, like Danny Staten, Daily Dan Blog, Steve Tevis, The Life and Sad Ending, or in the case of Retro Nerd Girl, if you click on those names, you'll be taken to their channels. And if you're not subscribing to those three, well, you should be. A Retro Nerd Girl. I mean, she is like, I feel like I'm kind of ReMIND magazine, and she's kind of retro fan. In that, I kind of gloss over the top of a lot of things. There's a lot of fond reminiscing. But if you want to go deep, you really want the insight, then Retro Fan Magazine's great for that. They both serve their purpose, right? I love them both. They're complements. We'll talk about Retro Fan another night. We're not talking about that tonight. That's ReMIND Magazine. My point being, as I ramble on, Retro Nerd Girl is awesome. Great YouTube creator. And you should click on her name and subscribe to the channel. Heck, I won't even mind if you leave the live stream for a minute to do it. Come on back. But subscribe to her channel. Okay. Yes, and Clint Howard. Thank you, Necron99, a.k.a. Sam. The Reiners, of course, and the Marshalls. So good. So good. Yes, love that, Tom. And, of course, we can't forget Sakina McMurrin points out Henry, Jane, and Peter Fonda. So many good ones. Let's see. Candace Bergen and her dad. Jay Aldridge, welcome to the live stream. Are Conway Twitty and Loretta Lynn brothers and sisters or siblings? I'm not sure the connection there, but let's see if we got anything else here. I think we're wrapping up. Here's another one. Terrell Eugene Bellinger says the late great Patty Duke, John Aston, their sons Sean and Mackenzie. You've got the Alda family, as channel member Alan Bellamo points out. Sean Innes, channel member Sean Innes, says Caleb Dashnell and his two daughters, Zoe and the one from Bones. Yeah, whatever her name is. Oh, I think I'm going to stop there, folks. I think I'm going to stop there. Alo Duarte points out Julia and her brother Eric. And then she has a niece. What is her name? Is it Emily Roberts? Something like that. Bruce Dern, Diane Ladd, Laura Dern, another good one. All right. Okay, I'm stopping. I promise I'm stopping. I'm really stopping here because we got a lot of stuff to do. And I'm going to keep this live stream tonight probably to a tight. I always shoot for an hour and I always go over. So I'm probably still going to go over. But with that said, I shoot for an hour. An hour feels good. And we are nearing the half-hour mark. I think we're 5 minutes to go. And we've got a lot of things to cover. So I wanted to talk about the time capsule section. Let me get that. Let me pull that up. Oh, by the way, here's some other really cool things. Look at this. Let me poke my head in and really some rare family photos. You can't beat that. Let me see if there's some other things. More rare family photos. Well, you have to buy the magazine if you want to see those. There we go. The time capsule section. Back in 1973. This is one of my favorite sections in the magazine. Every month, it's a new year. This time, it's 1973. Let me pull this up on the screen for a minute. And let's just remember. Let's think back to 1973. What do we got here? Median yearly income. What a family on average made over the course of a year, $12,000. The minimum wage back then in 73 was $1.60. And you could go out and you could buy yourself a new home for $32.5K. Now you'd have to, multiply those numbers many times over due to inflation, but it's still kind of mind-boggling to think about those prices. A bar of Hershey's, a candy bar was just 10 cents, and getting into a movie was under $2. Those are first-run movies. Now, also, important to point out, top TV shows in 1973, All in the Family, The Waltons, Sanford and Son, MASH, Hawaii Five-O, Maude, Kojak, The Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour, Mary Tyler Moore, and Cannon. As I look at that list, how do you compete with that? What an incredible list of television shows, all of them great. Premieres, there's one thing that stands out to me right there. Well, there's two actually, and they're animated shows. Believe it or not, 1973 was fantastic for animated shows on Saturday morning because you had Star Trek the Animated Series debuting over on NBC, probably in my mind, the most adult animated series that was ever made for Saturday morning programming. And then over on ABC, you had Super Friends, which ran for more than a decade in various formats and incarnations. And then we must point out Schoolhouse Rock. We've all been educated and enlightened by those little Schoolhouse Rock shorts that appeared on ABC on Saturday mornings as well. Those all happened or started in 1973. Big finales were Bonanza, The Mod Squad, The Doris Day Show. That situation comedy, that sitcom was continually changing its format, trying to figure out what it wanted to be. I've made a video about that show, and it's a show that Doris didn't even know that she was going to make until she found out that her husband, who had passed away, had gotten them in such financial troubles that she literally had to do the Doris Day show. Also, a finale was Rowan Martin's Laugh-In, Lassie, Mission Impossible, and Rod Serling's Night Gallery. Oh, great show. Top movies that year: The Exorcist, The Sting, Robin Hood, and Paper Moon, among many others. And just really a fantastic year. If you think about it in terms of pop culture, 1973 is pretty hard to beat. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a break. We are actually at close to that half-hour mark in terms of officially live streaming. I started a little early, but I'm at the half-hour mark. I'm going to come in and check on you guys in the chat section after we do this, and then we'll give away the magazine subscription. So we got lots to do here. But first, since we've been talking about 1973, let's play some memorable commercials from 1973. I hope you enjoy these.
Perfect sleeper. Perfect sleeper. Perfect sleeper by Serta.
Hi, I'm Joey Heatherton. Serta's Perfect Sleeper mattress is something great to sleep on. It gives you firmness and comfort. It's the perfect combination. You'll love it.
Now, instead of counting sheep, you can count on a good sleep. Be a perfect sleeper. Buy a perfect sleeper. Perfect sleeper. Buy a Serta.
I'm June Lockhart, and I've served a lot of fried chicken to my family. But fried chicken can be a little greasy. That's why I'm so happy with Shake and Bake. You shake and bake. No frying. So your chicken comes out crispy, but not greasy like fried chicken. You can really taste the difference. Crispy, but not greasy like fried chicken. Shake and bake. It's better than frying.
I regret to announce a Philco sale. Everyone knows in a sale you sell your slow movers, but some genius put our best sellers on sale. This big screen color console, automatic fine tuning, high bright color tube, Philco reliability. You'd pay a lot, right? Well, save your money. It's now on sale for under $480. I think I'm going to be sick.
Bill Bailey may be the luckiest night watchman in the world. For a few hours, he's got Woolworth all to himself. For wandering, browsing, fun shopping. There's always something new. What now? The Magnus chord organ. The only musical instrument that anyone can play in minutes. Even Bill, who can't read a note of music, will be playing hundreds of his favorites. Just follow the keyboard numbers. And push the chord buttons here. He's onto it now. You know the whole Bailey family can have fun with this. Hey, what an idea for Bill Jr.'s birthday. At prices as low as $29.95, anyone can be talented. A Magnus organ is really music to your ears, especially on Woolworth's layaway plan.
Yes, I used to use Aerowax. If they've added plastic or something that gives a better shine, I'll use it again. Shine that lasts is all I want. Plastic? Sounds good.
Well, I've got a light-colored floor, and the brand I use now makes it yellow. So if the Aerowax people add more plastic and it won't yellow, great.
I like the idea of plastic.
Introducing new Aerowax with 50% more plastic. Ladies, we heard you.
They've been kidnapped.
Kidnapped? Howard Duff.
No!
Leslie Nielsen.
What's going to happen to us?
John Saxon. Robert Reed.
I'm not going to pay my part of the ransom.
He said he wasn't going to pay.
You all better figure out between you which one of you is the kind of wife that deserves ending up dead.
Barbara Parkins, Sherry North, Tisha Sterling.
Hope you enjoyed the commercials as well as that little, what would you call that? Of course, that's the PBS logo, but it's been modified to say the good stuff. And I mentioned earlier that there's another t-shirt on the merch counter there underneath the videos. If you're interested in it, it's this one. Just like the old PBS logo, but it's the TGS logo, the good stuff. All right. Enough stalling. So let's go back to the chat real quick. I want to make sure that I have gotten everybody. Jump Shot 1973 is here. Yes, Tom Lemery saw Anthony Zerbe there. Of course, I loved him in Kiss Meets the Phantom. Tracy Rothmeyer's channel member, Tracy Rothmeyer, says, love them, Dave. And D. McDaniel, welcome to the live stream, says June Lockhart is almost 98. Let's see what we got. Melissa Foster says, I had one of those, or maybe she still has it. I have one of those Magnus organs. I feel old. Well, they're cool. I would feel fortunate to have one of those. That's awesome. Larry Moore, welcome to the live stream. Good to have you hanging out with us. Just quietly watching. You know what? That's what I do more often than not when I'm kind of hanging out in the live stream as well. Joe Anderson, good to have you here as well. Necron99, hello. I think I said hello to you already, but we'll say hello again. All right, folks, comparing ages. Yeah, we're all old. But age is but a number, right? And we're only as old as we feel. All right, so let's do this. We've been talking a lot about ReMIND magazine tonight. We've got trivia in a bit, and boy, is it a doozy this time. I'll tell you that I did the trivia ahead of time, and I got 5 out of 10. So that's why don't you guys shoot for that? I'm sure many of you will do better than I did on this one. So, but before we do that, we're going to give away an annual subscription to ReMIND magazine. So let's say it's hashtag ReMIND. You need to put hashtag ReMIND into the chat. Let me go ahead and let me share my tab. Hold on. There we go. Now hopefully folks can see that. I need to see a bunch of folks put hashtag ReMIND into the chat. And while I'm waiting, normally I just put a little countdown clock on, but I made a little video about ReMIND magazine that hopefully if you don't win the draw and get you excited enough about the magazine, that you may click on the link in the description section of the video and go ahead and subscribe to it. So let me go ahead. Let's fire up that video. Here we go. All right. What do we got? Looks like we got 26 entries in. I'm going to do a countdown. Last chance to get your entry in. Hashtag ReMIND, just like you see on the screen there. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's see who our winner is tonight. Tom McCluskey, a.k.a. The Hungry Jerk, is tonight's winner. Congratulations, Tom. That is awesome. I'm excited for you. Tom, I think you already have my email address, but let me just put that up on the screen for you real quick here. First off, like I said, congratulations. Secondly, there's my email address. What I need from you is your physical address. So I might have had it in the past, but I misplace things. So if you could go ahead and send me an email to that email address with your correct spelling of your name and your physical address, I will reach out to my friend at Barb Oates over at ReMIND Magazine and have her get you started on an annual subscription. And again, congratulations. That's awesome. Excited for you, my friend. Excited for you. All right. So let me think. We've talked about the cover article, Hollywood Dynasties. I shared my video on Debbie Reynolds and Carrie Fisher. We talked about 1973. We watched some commercials. We gave away an annual subscription to ReMIND Magazine. It tells me that there's really only one thing left. It's trivia time, folks. And like I said, tonight is something of a doozy. Something of a doozy. I'd love a bunch of you guys to give me a whooping here in terms of, 5 out of 10. I knew it was going to be tough for me, but I didn't think it was going to be that tough. And I'd love to see some of you guys really take it to the fine folks over at ReMIND Magazine. Who wrote this one? I think it was Candace Sullivan. Hang on one second. Let's see. Here's a picture. Yeah, it's Candace Sullivan that came up with this one. How well do you know Hollywood Dynasties? There's a preview of the questions. Quickly memorize them, and you can go look them up. Or you can just play along with me. That's the way to go. Tom says he's a 2-time winner. I did not remember you winning before. Well, congratulations. It's been apparently long enough that your subscription has ended, I'm guessing. So this will be good for you. And let's get rolling. Let's get rolling on the trivia. Let me pull this up on the screen here. There we go. Question number 1. And we'll do the same thing we always do, folks, which is we're going to do 3 questions. I'll check scores. Then we'll do 3 more questions. I'll check scores. And then we'll go hard for the final 4, and then we'll get final scores. Hey, Justin Semenoff, great to have you here. Great to have you here. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. Number 1, how old was Judy Garland when she starred in The Wizard of Oz? Was she A, 15, B, 16, C, 17, or D, 18? Let me go ahead and put a timer up on the screen for us here. We'll give everybody 30 seconds from right now to answer this question. How old was Judy Garland when she starred in The Wizard of Oz in 1939? Was she A, 15, B, 16, C, 17, or D, 18? I started off this trivia with, by the way, one where I missed it. I started 0 for 1 when I did it. The correct answer, let me go ahead and go to the answer page here. Take this off the screen because the 30 seconds have expired. The correct answer is C, 17. All right, we'll keep rolling right along. Question number 2. Kirk Douglas starred in many movies during his long career. Which of these movies did he also direct? Is it A, Posse, B, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, C. Spartacus, or D. The Vikings? Timer activated again. Your question, should you choose to answer it, is Kirk Douglas starred in many, many movies during his long career. Which of these films did he also direct? A. Posse, B. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, C. Spartacus, or D. The Vikings? When I was a kid, I loved 20,000 Leagues, by the way. That was just such a great movie. Correct answer, folks, is A. Posse. A is your correct answer. Moving on to question number 3. Jane Mansfield was popular in the 50s and 60s and married 3 times. How many kids did she have before her death in 1967? Tragic car accident. Did she have A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, or D, 5? Timer engaged. Again, the question is, Jane Mansfield was popular in the 1950s and 60s and married 3 times. How many kids did she have before her death in 1967? All right. While the timer winds down, I'm going to take a drink. Take the timer off the screen. Your correct answer for question 3 is D, 5. All right, we're going to take a pause here for just a second. I'm going to go full screen. And we're going to look at some scores. Folks, tell me how you're doing. I'll click and get scores up on the screen as quickly and as fast as I can. Channel member Superplex, 2 for 3. Nicely done so far. I was 1 for 3, by the way, at this point. Channel member Sean Innes, 1 for 3. Channel member, John Shapanik is 2 for 3. It's moving too fast for me. Go back to channel member Emily Miller, 0 for 3. Channel member Angela McArdle, 1 for 3. Tom Lemery, 1 for 3. Mike Ken Cathy has made 3 good guesses, so he's 3 for 3, or they are 3 for 3. Gary Carpenter, 0 for 3. Sakina McMurrin, 2 for 3. Tug, my friend, good to have you here hanging out with us, playing a little trivia, 1 for 3. I mentioned Shapanik's score, 2 for 3. And Keith E is 0 for 3 at the moment. Danny Staten says, this is just all too easy. Not for me, man. This has been tough. Teb is 0 for 3. This isn't his thing either tonight. Lamont Bradford, 1 for 3. Jay Aldridge, 0 for 3. Yeah, it's a tough one. I knew I wasn't winning either, James. Tracy Rothmeyers, channel member Tracy Rothmeyers, 0 for 3. Retro Nerd Girl, 1 for 3. When you stump in Retro Nerd Girl, you know it's a tough quiz. Candace Sullivan, if that really is your name. Tom McCluskey, hot off winning the drawing, is 0 for 3. Carolyn Harmon, 0 for 3. Custom God, 1 for 3. Cindy D, 1 for 3. Jerry Gillespie, 1 for 3. Only 257, 1 for 3. Justin Semenoff, 3 for 3. Nicely done. Good Owner, 3 for 3. Necron 99, 3 for 3. D. McDaniel, 1 for 3. Yeah, it is hard, but I'm not hard. This is Candace Sullivan's fault. But it's actually a great trivia quiz. There's actually, there's 25 questions, so there's a lot more than the first 10 that we do, and it's a really well done one, Candace. I jest when I shake my fist at you and say you made them too hard. Dolph Quick, 1 for 3. Larry Moore, 2 for 3. Melissa Foster, 3 for 3. We got you already, Justin. Only 257, 1 for 3. This just might not be Terrell's thing. He knows a lot about a lot of things, but as Tug, my friend, the unapologetic geek, says, there are a lot of ones out there, and that included Dave Sundstrom, 1 for 3. I got number 2 right. I got Posse right, the Kirk Douglas question. Okay. Yeah, Emily Miller says, darn that Candace. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's keep rolling. Bring this on. And let me see. I want to be on here too, but let's do this one. Yeah, that's better. All right, moving on to question number 4. Martin Sheen and 2 of his sons, Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen, were in this movie together. We've got A, Apocalypse Now, B, Badlands, C, Platoon, or D, The Breakfast Club. Let me go ahead and find my little timer. 29 seconds, 28 seconds, 27, and I'm just going to settle on back, take a swig, then I'll read the question one more time. Martin Sheen and two of his sons, Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen, were in this movie together. A, Apocalypse Now, B, Badlands, C, Platoon, D, The Breakfast Club. And the correct answer to number 4 is B, Badlands. Now, Sheen was in, many of those movies with one of the two sons, but that's the movie that they were all in together. Moving along, number 5. Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis got married in 1951 at the objection of their studios. What famous comedian was a witness for the couple? I missed this one too. This one makes me mad because who knew this stuff? Well, maybe some of you. So A, Dean Martin, B, Jerry Lewis, C, Jackie Gleason, or D, Jack Benny. Timer started. Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis got married in 1951 at the objection of their studios. What famous comedian was a witness for the couple? Was it A, Dean Martin, B, Jerry Lewis, C, Jackie Gleason, or D, Jack Benny? All right, I'm just going to allow a little bit of awkward silence here as the clock winds down. The correct answer, my friends, is B, Jerry Lewis. I'm not looking in the chat right now, so I don't know how many of you got that right, but that would have been the last one I would have guessed. 6, Drew Barrymore comes from a long line of actors. How is she related to John Barrymore, who is known for his role in the film 20th Century? A, he was her father. B, he was her great uncle. C, he was her grandfather. Or D, he was her great grandfather. Timer engaged. I can't remember the answer to this one even. Okay. I did get this one right. 6. Drew Barrymore comes from a long line of actors. How is she related to John Barrymore, who was known for his role in the film 20th Century, which came out in 1934? A, he was her father. B, he was her great uncle. C, he was her grandfather. Or D, he was her great grandfather. Correct answer is C, he was her grandfather. All right, we're 6 in. That means only one thing. I need to know scores, see how everybody is doing tonight. Let me hop on over to the comment section, and then we'll start getting some scores. See, at this point, I believe I was 2 for 6. So channel member Superplex, 4 for 6 is pretty darn phenomenal. Lamont Bradford's 2 for 6, echoing my score. Channel member Angela McCardle's 3 for 6. Tug, yeah, that's where I was, buddy. 2 for 6. James Bodnerchuk is a little bit behind, 2 for 3. Only 257 must be behind as well, 2 for 3. Shapanik is 3 for 6. Custom God, 1 for 6. Sean Jones, channel member Sean Inez, says, oh, it's a curse word, so I'll just hold my fist up. Say, Candace, 1 for 6. David Rasmussen, welcome to the live stream, says, no. Sakina McMurrin is on fire tonight. En fuego. 5 of 6. That's impressive. J. Aldridge, 2 of 5 so far. Terrell Eugene Bellinger, a.k.a. Teb, is 2 for 6. Cindy D's doing pretty darn good. 3 for 6 is pretty good tonight. Alo Duarte's 4 for 6. Gary Carpenter's 2 of 5. Channel member Tracy Rothmeyer's, you know what? Take some consolation in. This is a tough quiz. Retro Nerd Girl echoes that thought. It is a tough one. And Mike and Kathy, oh, darn it. You were doing so well. You were 3 for 3. But then 3 bad guesses came along. Tough. Tom Emery, 1 of 6. Necron 99, 4 of 6. Channel member Emily Miller says, I'm on a roll, but it's a bad one. 0 for 6. Melissa Foster's 3 for 6. James Bodnerchuk is 2 for 6. Carolyn Harmon's got a goose egg right now. Keith E., channel member Keith E., is 1 for 6. 420 is 2 for 6, as is Jay Aldridge. I think we're caught up. Tom McCluskey's 0 for 6 as well. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Sean Innes says, I said a bad word. Apologies. I say that word from time to time, but I'm trying to do my best to keep things as G-rated as possible. So I'll just shake my fist at Candace Sullivan. All right. Yeah. If anybody that's 2 for 6, don't feel bad. That's my score. And anybody that's doing better than that, there you go. Channel member Alan Bellamo says he'd like to phone a friend. You always can phone a friend. You just poke into the chat and see what they're saying. All right, let's finish this guy up. What do you say we finish this trivia up with 4 questions, rapid fire, and then we'll see how everybody did. Like I said, my final score was 5 for 10, so I'll be excited to see how each one of you do. There's the full screen layout, but let's, I need to, how about this one? Yeah, I like that. I'll poke into the bottom left corner there just so that you can have a talking head along with this. And let's move along to question number 7, which is Goldie Hawn broke out into television in the 1960s as a bikini-clad dumb blonde on this sketch comedy show. Was it A, Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, B, The Carol Burnett Show, C, The Red Skelton Show, or D, The Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour? Timer started. Goldie Hawn broke out into television in the 60s as a bikini-clad dumb blonde on this sketch comedy show. Was it A, Rowan Martin's Laugh-In, B, The Carol Burnett Show, C, The Red Skelton Show, or D, The Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour? Thank you, Lance, Tracy, and Emily. Truly, truly appreciated. Keeping me imbibing my Diet Coke with your super chats at the beginning of the live stream today. Correct answer for everyone. I haven't looked in the chat again because too many buttons to push and things to look at when you're running these live streams. But I'm guessing that a lot of you got this one. A is the correct answer. Moving on to number 8. Now, if you were paying attention to conversation earlier or the video that I produced, you know the answer to this one as well. Number 8 is Debbie Reynolds was the mother of actress Carrie Fisher, who died after suffering a heart attack while flying home from London in 2016. How many days later did Debbie die? Was it A, 1 day, B, 2 days, C, 10 days, or D, 20 days? All right, the timer is a-running. I'm doing my drinking. Now we'll repeat the question one more time as everybody thinks about this. Debbie Reynolds, the mother of actress Carrie Fisher, died after suffering a heart attack while flying home from London in 2016. How many days later did Debbie die? A, 1, B, 2, C, 10, or D, 20? Correct answer, folks, is A, 1 day. They are separated in death by a single day. There are those folks that say Debbie died of a broken heart. More than anything else, those that know Debbie and know Carrie, family members and friends, say that Debbie just she felt an urgent need to go be by her daughter's side to help her out. She'd always been there to help Carrie and wanted to continue to do so. Question 9, growing up in Detroit. This really isn't a family question. Candace put in this one in there just to be super tough. So again, raising my fist to you, Candace. But I got this one right, so well done. Question 9 is, growing up in Detroit, Diana Ross was a neighbor to this musician. A, Miles Davis, B, Ray Charles, C, Marvin Gaye, or D, Smokey Robinson. Timer has been started. Again, the question is, growing up in Detroit, Diana Ross was a neighbor to this musician. A, Miles Davis, B, Ray Charles, C, Marvin Gaye, or D, Smokey Robinson. You got a little time to think about it. If you need to phone a friend, you just peek into the chat and pick out a friend. Pick out a friend. Thanks, Lance. Thanks, Tracy. Thank you, Emily. All right. Correct answer is D, Smokey Robinson. Last question. I missed this one, by the way. And I shouldn't have, because I had a gut feeling what it was, and then I didn't go with that gut feeling. I kind of rethought things. That's always, if you're ever rethinking an answer, just go with your first hunch, your gut. That, I think, more often than not is right. Anyway, number 10, actress Ingrid Bergman was nominated for 7 Oscars and won 3 times. For which of these films did she not win an Oscar? A, Gaslight, B, Anastasia, C, Casablanca, or D, Murder on the Orient Express? Beep, loop. There's the timer, and I'll read this one more time. Actress Ingrid Bergman was nominated for 7 Oscars and won 3 times. For which of these movies did she not win an Oscar? Was it A, Gaslight, which came out in 1944, B, Anastasia, which came out in 1956, C, Casablanca, which came out in 1942, or D, Murder on the Orient Express, which came out in 1974. All right, folks, lock in your final answers. We're going to be checking scores here in just a second. The correct answer to this one is D, Murder on the... No, that's what I answered. It's Casablanca. She didn't win anything for Casablanca. I still want to say it's D. So I had a gut feeling it was C, and then I just rethought and thought and ultimately went with D and missed it, of course. So I ended up with 5 of 10. Folks, let's see how you guys did. Final scores, please. Custom God, 3 of 10. Channel member Superplex, what a night. 8 of 10. Wow. John Shapanik kicked my butt, 6 of 10, as did Sakina McMurrin, 8 of 10. Let's see. Tug says, that blows my mind. Retro Nerd Girl. How'd I get Lamont on the screen? There we go. 5 of 10 for Lamont. Bradford going back to Retro Nerd Girl, 5 of 10. Mike and Kathy, a very decent 6 of 10. Channel member Angela McArdle, 7 of 10. Not bad at all. Jerry's a little bit behind, but 4 of 6 so far. Carolyn Harmon, 3 of 10. Sean Innes says, drat, and darn it, grr. He's keeping it G-rated for me. Thank you, buddy. Let's see. Channel member Emily Miller. She got one. That's not a goose egg, so it's a win. Well done. Cindy D, 6 for 10. Impressive. Rachel just joined us, so you're going to have to play the trivia on the replay. But trust me, Rachel, this one is a doozy. Necron 99, 5 of 10. Channel member Tracy Roth-Myers, 2 of 10. Tug, the Unapologetic Geek, 5 of 10. Tom Lemery, 3 of 10. Gary Carpenter, 5 of 10. For 2420, 2 of 10. Channel member Sean Ennis, 3 of 10. Jay Aldridge, 6 of 10. Tom Bodnerchuk, 2 of 10. Tom McCluskey, 3 of 10. I am thinking I will do better next time as well. As channel member Keith E is 3 of 10 as well. And Tab, that was a nice comeback there. 5 of 10. Well done, well done. And Al Oduardi, look at this. Wow, I got 7 of 10. Really weird. I just learned 3 of these things this week, and it is only Wednesday. Nicely done. Scott Barnes got 0 of 10, but you can always play in the replay, Scott. Always a treat to see you here. And I keep saying this, but we gotta stream together soon, my friend. Dolph Quick, 4 of 10. Let's see. Melissa Foster, 5 of 10. David didn't keep score, but he had fun. So it's fun of fun. Nicely done. Yeah, you can't win them all. Sometimes things just, we are all good at some things. And we know things about certain things, and we don't know things about other certain things. And that's just the way it shook out. Crazy Cat World is here, or Cat's Crazy World, I should say. Welcome. Jerry Gillespie was 4 of 10. I think I got everybody's scores. All right. Whew. What a night. It has been an absolute blast, though. As always, I really do love hanging out with you guys. And it's Wednesday nights, or whenever I do these things, they're special because I get to talk about something that I really enjoy talking about. In this case, we're talking about ReMIND magazine. See if I can get that in the frame. And as I mentioned earlier, the description section of this live stream or the replay video, depending on how you're watching it, is that's where you'll find a link to subscribe to ReMIND. If you can afford it, I'd encourage you to do so. Printed magazines are going the way of the dinosaur, and if we can keep this one around for a few years, we should. All right, and Tom Lemery says you may find more info in the chat, Dave. I don't know what info it is going to be, but here's the deal. One of my favorite things to do, I've said this before, I'll say it again, is going back, and I don't necessarily, as a matter of fact, it's kind of painful to listen to myself, but it is a delight to go back and read the chat as the live stream's going on, and that's one of my favorite things. I feel bad because I wish I could respond, right? But there's only one of me here, and I'm doing my very best to just kind of keep the live stream rolling and keep it moving at a good clip. Make sure that I'm including you guys as much as possible, because without you guys, without this wonderful community, these live streams would be pretty darn boring. They wouldn't be entertaining or fun at all. So you guys, you're what make it special. And I've brought my friend Fred Rogers over to really kind of hammer that point home.
You are special.
Yep, each one of you are. Thank you again for participating in tonight's live stream, hanging out with me, talking about ReMIND magazine. And I hope to catch you all later on in future live streams, and love reading your comments in all of my videos. Take care and have a nice night, folks.